Hi guys, this is Les from Dantieren blog. I'm a digital illustrator and graphic designer. Today I'm gonna show you how I do my line artwork when it comes to digital illustrations. I'm using Adobe Illustrator CC on a Windows laptop and a small graphics tablet called One by Wacom. So this is basically a very early stage of a potential children's book project, and what I've been asked to do is to come up with the look of the main character. So what I have done is I created a bunch of hand drawings and I took a photo of it, and I'm gonna use it as a base to draw over in Illustrator. Now let me show you a simple trick to create a great inking brush. I draw out a thin and long ellipsis shape and fill it with black and make sure it doesn't have an outline. Then you can drag this into your brush set and set it as an art brush. Now you can play around with these settings, experiment and see what you get. So the only thing I'm gonna change here is the colorization method. I set it to hue shift, so later on I would be able to change the line color. If you double click the brush icon, it will bring up some additional settings you might find useful. This slider here, for example, it changes how accurate your strokes are going to be. You might want to set this to a smoother or a more accurate one depending on your graphics tablet. Now, firstly, I go over the outlines of my character. Every now and then I turn the sketch layer on and off just to see how my drawing is processing as I go. And don't forget, it is totally okay to hit Ctrl Z or Command Z if you're on a Mac. If you're not confident about the given line stroke, if it doesn't look right, just try it again and again and again. You know, no one's watching you, why not? Now once I am done, I go back and add a bit more weight to some of my lines. Just look at your drawing and thicken some of the lines which you think are the most visually important for the viewer. For example, my character's nose is very prominent, so that should be a thicker line. Now once I'm happy with the overall outline of my character, I am gonna switch to a smaller line weight so I can go back and add some supporting strokes. Once I'm done with the full body version, I'm gonna go back and draw a few other facial expressions. And here we go, one version of this character is done, so I'm gonna jump over and do another one. Now since we are focusing on giving different head options for the client here, I think we can get away with using the same body design for this version too. I'm just gonna copy and paste those lines in place. Okay, both versions are done, so all is left to do is to color them in. Now you can color your drawing in Illustrator to create that pixel perfect vinyl sticker, very crisp look. But what I like to do is do my color rendering in Photoshop. Just because using Photoshop and the graphics tablet, it gives you a better sense of intuitiveness when it comes to digital painting. So I'm gonna take my line work, place it onto its own layer in Photoshop, so I can fill it with some colors. For the base colors, what I'm doing is I use the magnetic lasso tool and fill parts in with the paint bucket. Now once that is done, I like to create a new layer and set the layer mode to overlay and add shadows with it. Then choose a soft brush and put it to black and just do some shading. Turn the opacity down to about 20, maybe 30% and just start adding some shadows. Then for highlights, I basically do the same. I make a new layer, set that to overlay as well, change the color to white and just start painting over some of the drawing that I feel should be lighter. Once that is done, what I like to do is I set my brush to an even lower opacity, let's say around 10%, and on a normal layer I add some more prominent highlights and shadows with a black and a white brush. As a final touch, I add some additional color strokes here and there just to make my characters pop a little bit more. If you have reached the end of this video, I want to say thank you for watching. I hope this video helped. Subscribe to our channel if you want to see the rest of this design series. And don't forget to add us on Instagram for other behind the scenes and other design stuff just like this. Until next time, bye.